Happy 4th of July to you, and that is a good look at Globe Life Park in Arlington, where the Houston Astros will say goodbye to the Texas Rangers in North Texas, at least for 2018. Today, the finale of a two-game series. This is the Astros look to take a two-game sweep and pick up their 57th victory of the season. It's the Astros and Rangers here on AT&T Sportsnet. And happy 4th of July to you. Alongside Jeff Blum, I'm Kevin Eschenfelder, filling in today for Todd Callis. And it was good last night to see the Astros bats get going in a big way early on.
Yeah, it'd be almost as good as seeing Todd Callis on a boat. But yeah, well, we saw some guys hitting home runs last night. Mostly Josh Reddick. Good to see him get some thunder back in that bat. And Tony Kemp surprised us.
All right, our best in Texas power pitchers brought to you by your local Ford dealers. And it's a power pitcher on the mound today for the Astros. Garrett Cole moved up to go on regular rest.
Yeah, it's good for Garrett Cole, and also good to have him here pitching in this ballpark. He's had some success in that Astros uniform pitching against these Texas Rangers. In those 13 innings, he has 19 strikeouts. That includes one that was 11 strikeouts. Did a very good job mixing up the fastball, curveball, slider, but it's primarily that pitch right there, the elevated fastball that can be very effective for him. He can get the swing and miss up there, but if they do end up taking that pitch, also sets up that curveball slider mix.
Astros 11-4 against their neighbors to the north, trying to do it once again. 7 straight wins here at Globe Life Park. Starting lineups in the first pitch when we return next. Hidden fees, that's transparency. By Arctic, overbuilt, not overpriced. And a happy birthday, America. Happy 4th of July. I hope you're having a good one. We know it's a lot of rain back in the Houston area. Wish everyone well. Hope you can sit back and enjoy some Houston Astros baseball as the Astros wrapping up their trips to Arlington in 2018 here at Globe Life Park in Arlington. And it has been a great run, and it continued last night as the Astros took the opener of this two-game series. Let's join Julia Morales. How are you tonight?
I'm very good, and I second everything you said. Happy 242nd birthday to our great country, and of course we want everyone to stay safe there in Houston, but enjoy some Astros baseball, because the Astros are enjoying what they've been doing at this ballpark. They get one more game here this season, and they hope to take the win, but they are the best team on the road, and AJ has said several times, I can't really explain it other than we get to hit first, because we usually score first, and that's exactly what happened last night. Yuli Gurriel had runners in scoring position, so what did he do? Drove them in. So the Astros took an early lead. Josh Reddick added to that with an almost homer. He's been saying here lately, I've just been getting a lot of singles, so it's good for me to get some extra base hits. Well, he added some extra base hits to that with a home run later. It had been a while for him, but sent one out of the ballpark to give the Astros more on that lead. And then Tony Kemp going deep last night, which was fun for all of us to watch the hugs for homers play out. This group, including Josh Reddick, who'd said, after that Tampa series, we were really disappointed with the way that we played, especially offensively. That just wasn't us. So it was good for them to have that day off, reset, come to a place where they'd been playing well all year long and take care of business. And they hope to do that one more time before heading home. Kevin?
Yeah, Julia, in Tampa, it was a tough go. 0 for 14 with runners in scoring position. Scored just 7 runs in that 4-game series, losing the final 3 of that 3-game set. Seattle Mariners just continue to win. They're getting beat today right now, losing to the LA Angels, but the Astros with just a half-game lead right now. The Astros have won 26 of the 36 games against their intra-division rivals. That is the best intra-division record in all of baseball. They have been dominant in the American League West.
If you're going to go out and win your division, that's what you need to do, is take care of business within the division, because we talk about it a lot. They face each of these teams 19 times apiece, so that's an opportunity to rack up some wins and push some other teams down. They have a lot more games left against those Seattle Mariners, who are trailed by a half game.
Astros are 56-31, 31-14, also a Major League best on the road as they go into play with a half-game lead on the Seattle Mariners tonight. Southwest starting lineups look like this for the Houston Astros, as George Springer will be leading it off in center field. Bregman is at third base, batting second with an 8-game hitting streak. Jose Altuve is at second base. The first baseman is Yuli Gurriel. The designated hitter Local product, Evan Gattis, Josh Reddick with a couple of extra base hits last night. He's in right field. Marwin is edged short. He'll bat seventh. Tim Federowicz behind the plate. It'll be Tony Kemp, who hit his second home run of the season and hitting .313, is in left field, and he bats ninth. That is the lineup that will be facing the 30-year-old veteran, Mike Minor.
50 starts on the season for Minor. Standard numbers on him, 85 and a third innings pitched, 70 strikeouts. He had a very good month of June. He made quality starts in all 4 of his outings, only recorded a record of 2-0, but the ERA was at 2.08, pitching extremely well. The hitters hitting 170 against him in that month. He is a guy who will come at you, fastball, cut fastball, changeup, and a curveball. He will top out 92 to 94 miles an hour.
An interesting road for Mike Minor, a guy that came up with the Atlanta Braves and spent the first 4 years of his career with Atlanta. Missed 2016 and 2000, and then he came back in 2017. Spent that time basically as into the bullpen type of guy with the Kansas City Royals after Tommy John surgery, and now he is back as a starter for the Texas Rangers.
He's not happy with the conditions here at Arlington Stadium, his home stadium.
Bummer. I was just happening to look down when you were talking about him. The first pitch he threw, the first warm-up pitch he threw, he was not pleased at all with his landing spot. You can tell Jeff Bannister is going to walk out.
Or he keeps showing everybody the bottom of his shoe.
Is there a possibility that he could have broken a spike?
He would be changing shoes if that were the case.
I think so. Instead of calling for somebody, maybe the grounds crew guy has an extra shoe. That would be it's got to be something they're going to bring in. Not happy with it, that's for sure. So an interesting way to get this thing started, and we haven't even started.
Well, looks as if he's checking out this area where he lands, this area up here, and what they do after the game, those are where the holes get dug out. As far as pushing off the rubber in the landing spot, you can see Chirino's kind of kicking it around, seeing if he feels anything, but they put clay in it. It's a very sticky clay, much like some of the ground. I know that back where I live out there in Katy, a little bit of a swampish clay to it. And if you get it a little too wet, sometimes it'll clump up and become a little sticky or slippery underneath the shoe. So I think that might be a little bit of the issue. But right now we're waiting for the referees to throw the flag for delay of game.
Exactly. This
grounds crew is back up underneath having a beverage.
I don't think they would have expected that. They may be on break. But Mike Minor, he threw his first warm-up pitch, and here comes the grounds crew.
Well, maybe they covered. You know, they'll put a layer of dirt over the clay. They'll pound that stuff in there, make it nice and flat and firm for these guys to really create their own landing area and push-off area. But I wonder if overnight, if they had it tarped, because the Saharan dust may have gotten in the way.
Didn't want it to blow away. I caught that. I caught that. What a change of fortunes for the Houston Astros. Josh Reddick said, I don't know what it is about this ballpark. We just play well here. You can tell Josh Reddick has not been here that long, last year and this year, because you could see what the Astros have done. Their last 19 games here at Globe Life, 16-3. The previous 19 before that, flip it around. You can invert the record at 3-16. It has just been a tale of absolutely two stories between those two sets of 19 games. Plus 59 against minus 41.
Yeah, it used to be the house of horrors. Now it's the house of powers. Guys are getting it done. And Josh has come through here quite a bit with the Oakland A's, so he is familiar with this. The only thing is, if he came through here like Altuve, Marwin, and Dallas wearing that Astros uniform, they would have had to have experienced those numbers on the right. But it makes those numbers on the left that much sweeter when you're doing it to your in-state rival, too.
And the ERA cut in half. You know, Jose Altuve with his 0-for-4 last night gives you an idea how good the Astros have been here. In 2018, his average here at Globe Life Park actually fell below 500. So see if he can get that going again tonight.
We've got a moment, so we're going to get out and play, and it's brought to you by Toyota. Speaking of big numbers, on July 4th last season, I was enjoying a nice barbecue and watching the fireworks the Astros were putting on the Atlanta Braves. 16 runs in that game. It was also an exciting time on the base paths because you had some of the pitchers who don't normally run the bases get out there.
This is good.
And George Springer had an opportunity to get to know the backside of Brad Peacock. trying to run around those bases, ended up getting thrown out at home plate.
3 different Astros had 4 RBI in that game.
When you put up numbers like 16 runs, it's a good chance those things are going to happen. That was a mega bomb by Josh Reddick. Here's that play I'm talking about. George is on first base, and he's screaming at Brad Peacock. Nobody's going to catch that. Get going. And got his bump drafted.
I love the umpire here. You're out. You're safe. Peacock.
One standing up, one sliding.
Heading back to the dugout.
George is like, what do you want me to do? Can't get this guy out of the way.
So major repairs on the mound for Mike Minor, and he appears to be pleased with it. But his last time to the mound here, he was great. 7 scoreless innings against the Padres, which he allowed just 1 hit. 30-year-old making his 16th start. 4th time he has faced the Astros here in 2018.
Is that a mound visit?
No.
Thank you,
Jeff Bannister just did come out though.
Yeah. Pre-game mound visits don't count.
One more. Set the defense for you. Delino DeShields will be in center field. Flanked in left field by Gallo. Mazzaro's in right. Up the middle, it's Andrews and Odor, who was a late addition to the starting lineup today. Profar is at third as Beltre was a late scratch. Guzman at first, and Chirinos will be behind the plate for the Texas Rangers. Rangers going into play 10 games under 500. The Astros with 7 straight wins here at Globe Life Park. 11-4 in the season series against the Rangers.
It's interesting that Mike Minor's having so many issues with this home mound. He pitched great here this season. 4-2 with a 3.44 here at Globe Life Park, and he's still doing some landscaping back there. Well, I guess early on, the way the Astros swing the bats here, you just have that built-in excuse early.
The first pitch start of 6:15. We're underway with ball 1. But George steps in, got a knock last night, hitting .254, 15 homers and 42 runs batted in. One fouled out of play, evens the count at 1-1. We've talked a lot about George and how much he has been struggling here as of late, but that 1-for-3 night also reached base a couple of times. He was hit by a pitch. Astros winning last night's game 5-3. A ball and 2 strikes.
Well, I think that's what's been good for George, even though he has not gotten as many hits as he wants and have that average getting up where he wants it. He is still getting on base.
Struck him out.
It's a cut fastball from Mike Minor. It'll be primarily fastballs up and then cutters in. 88 miles an hour. Great location with the swing over the top from George.
Now, Minor's not a guy anymore that's going to blow you away as far as the velocity, but he's going to hit spots, and that is what he has been able to do. Move the baseball around. Strike 1 to Alex Bregman.
Pitched extremely well last time out against San Diego. 7 innings, no earned runs, only gave up 1 hit, struck out 5.
Bregman, the June player of the month, also this week's player of the week. And he's down in the count 0-2, a .279 hitter. Extended his hitting streak last night to 8 games, hitting .455 in that 8-game hitting streak. He's not going out and putting together a lot of 1-for-4s. Swing and a miss, got him. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the game for Mike Minor.
Good start for Mike Minor with that cut fastball. Mattress Firm Supermo is going to give you an idea of how he throws that cutter. Getting on the side, and you can see the spin. That'll give you a little bit of late movement into right-handed hitters. Also seems to be pretty good depth on that pitch right now. Some shadows, too, with this 6-10 start.
Jose Altuve. Jose 0-for-4, a rare 0-for on the road. And first pitch swinging, sends this to center field. Delino DeShields going back, and he makes the catch as he bangs into the wall, and that'll retire the side. time, leads it off, followed by Elvis Andrus. Nomar Mazara hits third. Jurickson Profar moved up in the lineup. He'll bat cleanup and play third base. Rugnet Odor is at second. Robinson Chirinos is catching. Joey Gallo bats seventh in left field. The eighth hitter is Ronald Guzman at first base, and Delino DeShields will bat ninth, the center fielder. And that is a lineup that faces hard-throwing Garrett Cole.
Shows you the numbers that Garrett has here at Globe Life Park. They are very good, but as an Astro facing these Texas Rangers, numbers actually get even better. He is 2-0 in 3 games started against these Rangers with a 1.80. They are only hitting 119 against him, and Garrett Cole has 33 strikeouts in those 3 games.
He has been dominant, to say the least, coming off just his second loss in an Astros uniform. That was against the Rays last time out. He allowed just 3 runs in that game. Didn't get much run support, and that was the case for just about every Astro pitcher during that series against the Tampa Bay Rays. But a new series, a new day, and here's Shin-Soo Choo to lead it off. This one popped up high in the air, headed for the seats on the left side. It'll make the seats. Shin-Soo Choo, that 43-game streak in which he has reached base. He has walked 41 times during that streak. He reached base last night 4 times, walked a couple of times in last night's game.
That's why his on-base percentage is almost at 400. Means he's getting on base at 40% of the time.
That just missed 1-1.
It's a pretty good pitch.
Yes, it was. Quinn Walcott is behind the plate. Ball hit well. Springer going back. Springer looking up at the wall and makes the catch. Almost the exact same place that Delino DeShields caught the ball that Altuve hit.
Talked about the wind last night. It's still swirling pretty good here in Arlington. It usually is. You can see George tracking it, trying to get a feel for where that warning track is. Makes the play. And how about Garrett Cole? He's doing some landscaping himself. Not happy with that landing area on the mound either.
He was doing some hoping that that ball stayed in the yard, too, on its way out there. Elvis Andrus. Just 26 games this season. Spent a lot of time on the disabled list, hitting .262. That misses outside a ball. Astros have won 11 of the 15 meetings with the Texas Rangers this season, including 7 in a row here at Globe Life Park, and 8 of the last 9 overall. Two balls and a strike. Yeah, he's kicking around at the mound still. Andrus had a single last night in 8th inning, which the Rangers mounted their biggest threat of the ball game. The Astros won that game 5-3. Dallas Keuchel getting the win for Houston. Ball hit on a line right at George Springer, and there's 2 away. A couple of well-struck balls with 2 outs. Nomar Mazara with 2 outs in the first. And Quinn Walcott's got the mask working for the holiday. Mazara first pitch swinging, fouls that one away. It's 0-1. It's good looking right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of chrome these days. You can really dress things up, but that is a very patriotic mask.
Fouled back. 0-2. What you're seeing with this 0-2 count, that is what seemed like Dallas Keuchel lived in that count in the first 3 innings last night. Dallas with one of his best starts ever here at Globe Life Park. Astros needed that, snapped that 3-game losing streak. That's still the longest losing streak of the season. Strike 3 call. Garrett Cole punches out Nomar Mazara, looking to end the first.
Astros showing a lot of power, especially on the road. We show those numbers a lot, but how about 23 consecutive road games that this team has hit a home run? It's a franchise record right now. Pretty impressive that they can send it out of the park that many times on the road. And they've got some home run hitters coming up here. We've seen some guys get really hot here lately. Hopefully they can continue and keep that streak going, guys.
That's the third longest streak in Major League history. 96 Orioles had a 24-game streak on the road, and 2018 A's with 27.
It's a good record to have.
It is. It's a surprising one as well. So between innings, Garrett Cole, he wasn't happy either.
And you can kind of see a little bit of the streak in the mound. And there's Garrett Cole saying, you know, that landing leg is just giving out and sliding down the bottom of the mound. They've come out, the grounds crew has, and done some more work. Hopefully that's good enough for both pitchers to go out there.
We're going to find out pretty quick. It hasn't affected the performance.
That is true.
Minor struck out 2 of the 3 batters he faced in the first. And after a couple of lineouts to center field, it was Garrett Cole punching out Nomar Mazara looking. Here's Yuli Gurriel to lead off the second. It's in there for a strike. 1-1. Yuli an RBI double last night in the first inning. Kind of a little bit of a release valve for this offense, I think, to be able to relax a little bit. Yuli the best in baseball with runners in scoring position. It showed it right there. Yuli hits this one deep to right field. Mazara going back, and he'll make the catch right in front of the wall. Third time tonight we have seen a ball hit deep and caught right in front of the outfield wall.
The Astro hitters so far just missing a couple of them. This is a good pitch to hit and a 2-strike count up out over the plate. And Yuli likes to let that ball travel and stay up the middle. He's got plenty of power to go out there, just a little bit in on the hands, maybe. But these guys, they start timing up that fastball. It could be a good evening.
Evan Gattis able to hold up. 1-0. Has been on quite a roll as well. 0 for 3 last night. A 249 hitter, the 17 home runs and 56 runs batted in. Evan bounces this one to Profar. He'll take his time, throw across, and there's 2 away. Jurickson Profar was originally penciled in the lineup to play second base tonight for the Texas Rangers. Adrian Beltre with an infected tooth was a late scratch from the lineup, so Profar moved over to third, and Rougned Odor was put back in the lineup. He was thinking he was going to have a day off. I saw him out here early breaking in some new gloves playing catch, and you were thinking he was going to rest today. Not going to be the case. Josh Reddick, big night last night, doubled in his first at bat and came back and hit a solo home run to lead off the 3rd inning. Bats with 2 outs here in the 2nd. Hit the other way. Josh Reddick continuing. First hit of the ball game. The Astros have it.
That was a beautiful piece of hitting.
Yes, it was.
Stay on that outside corner. Shoot that the other way. You can see how small that gap is, but even with Andrews kind of in the area, unable to get to it because that ball was hit so hard, Profar had no chance playing in.
So Marwin bats with 2 outs and a runner on. One ball and no strikes. It's been a relatively pleasant day as 4th of Julys go here in this part of the country. It's really warm, but it's not unbelievably hot. Bit of cloud cover and a bit of a breeze.
It could have been 100 with 100% humidity, and it would have been better than yesterday.
Yeah, it wasn't like an oven here yesterday.
But today it's nice up here, but we're all thinking about everybody back in Houston. Hope you're all right and everybody's safe. Maybe able to barbecue a little bit and watch a ball game.
It's in there for a strike, 2-1. Marwin 1 for 4 in last night's game. Plenty of time right now with Carlos Correa on the shelf, hoping to get Carlos back on this upcoming homestand, an 11-game homestand that will start tomorrow. We saw the wind swirling last night, and you're seeing it again here early in this ball game as Marwin calls timeout.
Marwin leads the league in timeouts during ABs.
Did you ever have the wind blow dust up in your face during when a pitch was on its way?
Yeah, that's at least what I told my manager after I struck out. Yeah.
Something got in my eye.
It blew away my at bat. Sorry. Yeah, it happens. Didn't happen as often. Found it happening more like in spring training. During those day games, things start to dry out, get dusty, wind kicks up.
Marwin, a line drive right at Jurickson Profar, and that'll retire the side. The Astros with a hit and leave a man. We're scoreless.
You can find us at ATT Sportsnet SW. How many Astros should make the All-Star Game pitching staff? 3, 4, or more? How many Astros are going to be on that team? You're going to be
1, 2,
well
3.
represented.
I think you're looking at 4.
At least.
Announced, yeah, at least. Announced yesterday that Verlander would get the start on the Sunday before the All-Star Game. That hits Jurickson Profar. And you remember the game with Charlie Morton hit 4 Texas Rangers.
Times, yeah.
I think Profar got hit 3 times in that game.
And all on curveballs.
Batting fifth for the second baseman, number 12,
If I was a pitcher, I'd be so annoyed by hitting guys with my off-speed pitches. Number one, the pitch gets away. It's not where I wanted it to. And if I'm going to hit somebody, it might as well leave a mark.
Yeah.
That's just me, though.
I know how you think.
Play the pain game.
You're going to pay for that base, right?
Yeah, exactly. Make you earn it. Or at least you're going to be reminded of me for at least 3 or 4 more days.
There's Rougned Odor. Garrett Cole has been not just good against the Rangers, but just dominant. You talked about the strikeout numbers in his matchups against Texas this season. 3 starts against Texas. He's gone 7, 7, and 6. And Rougned Odor, like a lot of the Texas Rangers, have just had very, very little success against this guy. No balls and 2 strikes. In the start on April 1st, he punched out 11, came back a couple of weeks later on the 13th, and he struck out 14 Texas Rangers. Only 8 in his last start against Texas. That's high a ball. Well, that was that stretch when he started the season. He was going out.
He was mad at the world.
Yeah. He is going to blow by every strikeout record that he's ever thought about in his career. Profar goes with the pitch, and Fedorowicz no chance. Stolen base for Jurickson Profar.
Good jump. Garrett Cole's attention being paid mostly to Rougned Odor at home plate. Profar, plenty of speed.
Jurickson Profar feels like he's been around forever. Those guys that you heard about a lot in the minor leagues. There's a swing and a miss. Federowicz will throw down. Second strike out of the game for Garrett Cole.
League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. American League Road ERAs. Justin Verlander doing a great job at Minute Maid Park, also doing a great job on the road with that 1.99. But Garrett Cole in the mix with a 2.14 ERA on the road. Very comfortable pitching in the American League for the first time in his career.
ERA 2.5 overall. As he faces the catcher Robinson Chirinos. Chirinos hitting just .209. You realize with the Rangers scratching Adrian Beltre from the lineup in this game tonight, they do not have a .300 hitter in this lineup tonight.
Only two guys over 275.
Right. One ball and one strike. One fouled off his foot. 2-0 with a 1.80 ERA this season against Texas. With 33 strikeouts in just 20 innings against Texas. That's a fair ball. Down the line, Profar will score. Tony Kemp will get it in, and it's a double. An RBI double for Robinson Chirinos, his 12th double of the season. Rangers lead it 1-0.
Slider from Garrett Cole speeds up the bat of Chirinos, stays on that inside corner. Wants that to go across the plate to the outside corner, but it ended up backing up and staying on the inside third. And at that velocity, Chirinos able to get the head out and yank it past Alex Bregman down that third base line.
'35th run batted into the season for Chirinos. There's Joey Gallo. Strike one. Good breaking ball. Bottom of the zone. Gallo with a good at bat or a good plate appearance last night. He came to the plate. Didn't start the game, but he came up last night in the 8th inning. Drew a walk from Hector Rondon on a 12-pitch at bat.
You know, you see the batting average of Joey Gallo at 194. He's a career 199 hitter. And you'd like to see the power numbers enough to say that that would, you know, offset a low average.
With fouled back.
But some of the peripherals just don't speak to that. An OPS plus is one of the numbers that we do use. You know, that's an OPS number that combines on-base percentage, slugging percentage, and it kind of evens the playing field and puts everybody at the same level. The average major league hitter is at 100. Joey Gallo comes into this game at 98.
This tells you below average. Yeah, well,
does it offset the 194 average?
Right, exactly.
You'd like to see some of the on-base percentage and the run production kind of pick up if you're not going to have the batting average there.
He's certainly been basically an all-or-nothing kind of guy. A lot of strikeouts. He's got 22 singles and 20 home runs. Last year, Joey Gallo wasn't even close in that department. Hit 41 home runs. He had 32 singles last season after hitting 41 bombs. He's here to hit the ball out of the ballpark, that's for sure. And that's what he was trying to do last night in that 8th inning. And certainly understand it in that situation. A swing and a miss, and that is the 3rd strikeout of the night for Garrett Cole. Are you the ultimate Southwest fan, Louisiana? July is your month to show your spirit. Use hashtag UltimateSWFan LA on Twitter to show us you could win a jersey and a VIP experience. So tweet now and win big. Probably some folks over here from Louisiana to see today's game. Ronald Guzman, 233 with 7 homers and 30 runs batted in. Bats here with Robinson Chirinos in scoring position. Guzman scored the first run of the game last night for Texas. Singled and scored in the 3rd inning. It's called strike 2 and 1. Rangers with a run in here in the 2nd inning. RBI double for Robinson Chirinos, who stands at second base. Garrett Cole continuing to kick around at the area right in front of the rubber. The 2-2 blew him away with a fastball. That'll retire the side, but the Rangers take a 1-0 lead.
Altuve, Verlander, Springer, and AL Player of the Month Alex Bregman for the best deal of the season. Tickets are still available at astros.com/tickets. Kevin.
That 11-game homestand that starts tomorrow with the White Sox. A chance to get a first look at the Detroit Tigers. All the time they'll be coming in. All leads up to the All-Star break as the Astros come home after this one tonight and get right back to work tomorrow. White Sox, A's, and Tigers on that 11-game homestand, longest homestand of the season. A chance to get reacquainted before the All-Star break as the Astros start on the road after the break. Go to Anaheim for 3 and then a 2-game series at Denver against Colorado Rockies. Tim Federowicz got called back up yesterday when Brian McCann was put on the disabled list. Good news, they were happy with the way surgery went. He called it a successful procedure for Brian McCann on his knee. Tim Federowicz came up yesterday. Max Stassi got hit in his first at bat yesterday. He had to leave the game.
That didn't look good at all either. It was great that the x-rays came back negative on Max. Now it's probably just a matter of getting the swelling out of that wrist area.
Federowicz 2 for 10 this season as an Astro. Got that second hit yesterday. Misses down, and Federowicz becomes the second base runner of the game for the Astros.
No player does more, and it's presented to you by HEB. Tony Kemp, 29 starts this season, usually out of that 9 spot in the order for the Houston Astros, and AJ Hinch doing a great job. The batting average is beautiful at .333, but so is that on-base percentage. 41% of the time, he is turning that lineup over and giving opportunities to that top part. But reaching base safely in 25 of those 29 starts. And that's the expectation for Tony Kemp, is to find a way to get on base, because that's an important spot down there in the bottom of the order when you have George Springer, Jose Altuve, Alex Bregman, Carlos Correa hitting behind you.
Proverbial second leadoff man. He homered yesterday. His second home run of the season, right over the glove of Nomar Mazara. Down in that evens account at 1-1. Federowicz with a leadoff walk. Tony Kemp hitting .313. Hit his second home run. He's got 14 runs batted in. It's this one in the air to center field. Should be easy for DeShields, and it is. One out. That is something you don't see Tony do very often.
Hit the ball in the air.
Not his game.
Unless he's going deep.
Well, that's true. That was more of a line drive, I thought, yesterday.
That was a good swing.
Yes, it was. George Springer would like to see some good swings right here. Punched out in the first, hitting .253 for the season. Well, two of his leadoff home runs have come against the Texas Rangers. Did it against Matt Moore. Of course, he did it against Cole Hamels to start the season. Inside 1-1. Minor originally drafted by the Atlanta Braves out of Vanderbilt. He was in the big leagues right out a year after he was drafted. Made his major league debut in 2010 against the Astros. That ball ripped down the left field line. Foul ball.
Man, just stay fair, would you, ball? That is exactly what George is thinking in his head, because that ball was punished.
Yeah, it was barreled up big time.
This was George. This is George. Good job staying back and back legging that thing on a line. Just about 3 or 4 feet foul, unfortunately, twisting off the bat.
That much.
But hopefully that just the swing and the feel and getting that sweet sound off the barrel of the bat maybe leave some good impressions on George. But he's got Mike Minor on red alert right here.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Got him swinging. That's a frustrating AB for George Springer.
It's that cut fastball. That's what he got George on in the first, AB.
Well, you miss a double by about 2 feet off the wall. And here's Alex Bregman. Bregman also struck out in his first at bat. One fouled off. Bregman an 8-game hitting streak. Going to keep that rolling today. Had a couple of hits yesterday. Coming into today, it was a 17-game run for Bregman of hitting .343. That's when he was really, during that stretch, 15 extra base hits, 7 doubles, 8 home runs.
Gosh, that WRC plus, that's a weighted runs created at 150.
Able to hold up. It's 2-1. Three balls and a strike. Hitters count here for one of the hotter hitters in baseball.
And he's putting on an exhibition, even though he hasn't put a ball in play yet. He's putting on an exhibition. That first AB struck out on the cut fastball, took a couple of tough swings. Here, laid off a couple of those tough cutters and got himself in a 3-1 count. Looks like he might be going back to that cut fastball inside.
3-1, ripped foul.
Bragg was ready for it.
Just a touch too ready. Just not unlike Springer's. Got the head out a little too quick.
Gosh, but the recognition out of the hand and the bat quickness of Alex Bregman during this stretch is pretty impressive. There's not a lot of moving parts to Alex's swing. He's pretty compact, pretty simple, but highly effective.
3-2 pitch. Fedorowicz goes and is fouled back. Three-two again. Ball four. Second walk of the inning. 2-on for Jose Altuve.
Great AB by Alex. Remember that previous AB for Jose Altuve. Jose Altuve did not have a good night last night, but that first AB just missed, leaving Globe Life Park to center field.
Sent Delino to Shields all the way to the wall in dead center field. Jose, for the first time in a while, has fallen out of the top spot as far as the batting average is concerned. Mookie Betts and Gene Segura both, I haven't checked Segura today, but coming into today's games for everyone, Segura was just ahead. Betts was in first. Segura was a point ahead of Altuve. Altuve now hitting .333. Fans do travel. There's lots of them here in Arlington. .373 with runners in scoring position. He's got Fedorowicz at second base. Bregman leads away from first. Will swing and a miss. You don't see many 0 for 4s for Jose Altuve. That's what you saw yesterday. You really don't see it when he's on the road. You take that a step further here at Globe Life Park. That one bounced at Profar, and Profar will step on the bag, and that'll retire the side. Astros leave a pair, get a couple of walks, but trail 1-0.
Of average, which ranks third. The leader is Delino DeShields. Doing a very good job making some spectacular catches, but none better than what we saw from Jake last homestand. Posterizing Josh Reddick.
I still think that was all the factors, all the moving parts, the fact that Reddick was right there. That was one of the better catches I've seen in quite some time.
And in the moment too. Pretty amazing.
Yeah. The aforementioned Delino DeShields leads it off. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Just missed high. 1-0.
I think he might have caught that outside edge.
I thought so too. That's in there for a strike. 1-1. Garrett Cole gave up a run. He walked Profar. Profar stole second and scored on Robinson Chirinos' RBI double. Shields fouls that one back. Delino DeShields, originally a first-round pick by the Astros. He was taken by Texas in the Rule 5 draft. Been in the big leagues ever since. Right back to the box, Garrett Cole. Step and throw, and there's one away. Rangers turn that lineup over now for Shin-Soo Choo. Misses ball one. Flew out in the first inning. And dealing with a quad injury and limited now to being a designated hitter for this team, at least for the time being. That's maybe one of the problems with the Rangers is when you look up and down the lineup, there's a couple of guys that are more designated hitter than anything else. That ball hit well to left, and it is way out of here into the Astros bullpen. It's 2-0.
With that home run, Shin-Soo Choo will extend that on-base streak to 44 games. Pitch up out over the plate from Garrett Cole. Rangers aren't necessarily, as a team, very good at hitting the fastball at 94 plus, but this is a four-seam fastball up out over the plate. Shin-Soo Choo has power to all fields. He does so right here.
Elvis Andrus bats with one out and a run in here in the third inning. That ball hit to left field. Tony Kemp won't get there. He's able to barehand it and hold Andrus to a long single.
Hooked that breaking ball off the end of the bat. He just drops it in front of Tony Kemp.
And Tony had a long way to go, too.
Well, Tony did a good job. Elvis Andrus thought about it, but he really didn't start busting it until he got about halfway down the line.
Try to keep Elvis close. Nomar Mazara steps in. Ball hit high to left. Tony Kemp makes the play, and there's 2 outs. The 2 away in the third, and Jurickson Profar, who walked, stole second, and scored the first run of the game for the Rangers. Beg your pardon, he was hit by a pitch. I said he walked. Hit by a pitch. It's got to be at least 5 times he's been hit by Houston pitchers this season.
Well, I think he got hit twice by Charlie Morton. That one game that Charlie had where he walked 6 guys and hit 4.
I think he got hit 3 times in the game. Profar, a long-time, big-time prospect in the Rangers organization. You heard a lot about him if you follow the minor leagues, and then he made his debut at 19. Homered in his first major league at bat. I say he seems like one of those guys that has been around forever. Having one of his best seasons in the big leagues, and has gotten a chance to play more regularly this season than really ever before. A lot of that had to do with Elvis Andrus' injury. Time he spent on the disabled list. Hank that one way inside. Goes to the backstop, and Elvis Andrus goes to second base.
Had a lot of comments on Twitter about Jurickson Profar scoring. That is his foot hitting the bag for everybody at home. There were a lot of people who were wondering why the Astros didn't challenge, and I think that right there will explain why the Astros didn't challenge. We appreciate everybody checking in.
Paying close attention, too.
Well, they're paying close attention, but A.J. Hinch has a crack staff who's up there watching every angle they have in this stadium to make sure they have every play to review, and they chose not to review that one because that pinky toe got on the bag as he was turning for home.
If you ever questioned how close that bench is paying attention, all you have to do is look back at Keone Kella's balk the last time the Astros were here.
They exploded off the bench, every one of them.
Three balls and two strikes.
And whether I was playing first, second, or third, I always watched if a guy was tagging up on time, if he was making the turn, always to see if they were touching that bag. So I guarantee you, if Profar did miss that, either Marwin Gonzalez or Alex Bregman had a pretty good eye on him. And the entire bench. It's right in front of that base.
3-2 to Profar. Hit into right. Here comes Reddick, and ball goes off his glove. Elvis Andrus will score, and it's 3-0 Texas.
I don't think they're going to give an error on Josh Reddick. Andrus runs pretty good, and he was heading home the entire time. Would have been a close play and an interesting play at home plate. But it might have taken a perfect play from Josh Reddick to get that run home. But a hanging off speed pitch out of the play for Jurickson Profar. Maybe in the haste of trying to get a speedy runner in Andrus, pulls that glove a little bit too quickly trying to make the play.
I thought maybe he had taken a peek up, but he had his head down, and the ball just came off the glove. It's 3-0 Texas. Ruben Odor fouls off the first pitch. Odor struck out in the second inning. 235 for the season. Now 50 pitches for Garrett Cole. Going to keep Profar close. Cole's going to make him wait, and Odor's going to step out.
I think there might have been a little bit of a issue with the sign. Garrett Cole wanted to either go over the signs again, but yeah, there was a conversation waiting to happen. And again, Fedorovich was with these guys in spring training. He was up a brief time earlier in this season, but now he's going to get a little more of an extended opportunity with Brian McCann on the DL and Stassi waiting for that right wrist to heal after getting hit by that pitch yesterday. But those are good conversations to have, because hopefully Tim Fedorovich remembers them, and when he's in a similar situation with Garrett Cole again, he can call that right pitch.
That ball ripped down the line. It'll get into the corner. Profar comes around third base. They'll wave him home. Altuve won't make a throw. They've got Odor caught up, and he'll get back to second base. 4-0 Rangers.
That was not the pitch. The Rangers don't come into this game being very good on the breaking ball overall, but they are seeing some breaking balls to hit from Garrett Cole. There's still decent break on that, but when it breaks and ends up in the hitting zone around 5 high, It's a pretty good spot for a hitter to be able to get the barrel to it. Rangers taking advantage of it.
Three-run inning. Two of those coming with 2 outs.
There's another meeting. Cross up on signs. Seemed to be a little bit of a disagreement as far as pitch selection against Odor. Now it's what signs do they want to go with?
Under the watchful eye. We've seen Garrett Cole be one of the best starting pitchers in the American League. Looking to regroup here after giving up 3 runs here in this 3rd inning. Chirinos drove in the first run of the game for the Rangers, an RBI double. It scored Profar in the 2nd inning. Three and one. All the way to the backstop, and to third base goes Rougned Odor.
It's a fastball that got away in a hurry.
Second wild pitch of the inning. So Chirinos walks, and here's Joey Gallo. With runners at first and third, and his team on top 4-0.
That'll be the first time we've really seen that fastball command elude Garrett Cole.
Colin McHugh starting to warm up in the Astros bullpen. Ball hit right at Yuli. Spun on him. Here's Yuli. He's going to be able to recover as Altuve was right behind Yuli Gurriel. And that will retire the side. 3 runs in for the Rangers. They lead 4-0.
All that and more on Astros Bases Loaded tonight after the postgame show, only on AT&T Sportsnet.
You guys want to see a little offense get going here. Astros down 4-0 as the Rangers push 3 across in the 3rd. Astros with just 1 hit. There's a Josh Reddick single in the 2nd inning. Here's Yuli Gurriel to lead off in the 4th. Strike 1. Yuli hit the ball hard, sent Mazzara all the way to the wall, who caught it right in front of the right field wall. That was back in the 2nd inning in his first at bat. Now hits this one into the right center field gap, and that'll get down. Cuts it off, and Yuli will stand up for a leadoff double here in the 4th inning. Delino DeShields did a good job getting to the baseball, but just hit it too deep. Yuli's in with a double.
Yeah, too deep, and I think they're going to test the arm of Delino DeShields, another infielder turned outfielder. But a great pitch again, and Yuli did this in his first AB, trying to get one out of here. Does a better job of getting on top of it and driving through it. More of a line drive into that right center field gap. DeShields does get a good jump in getting over there, but they're going to test that arm in center field.
Why not? Yuli, 2nd straight game in which he's had a double. Last night it was an RBI double. Got the Astros on the board. Here's Evan Gattis. Inside for a ball. Gattis working ahead 1-0. 21 doubles for Yuli Gurriel. Gattis pops this one up a mile in the air. That'll make the seats.
That was a good one. He just missed it.
Gattis grew up in this area. Good story in the Houston Chronicle. It was yesterday, the day before, about Evan Gattis. Being a kid, his mom would drop him off here at the ballpark. He'd go watch the games. Tuesday nights, he said he could get a $1 hot dog and get a $5 seat. Walk around, collect commemorative cups, come back out to the car. Said later on in high school he would find a place to park his car for free and never got towed. He said every time he walked back out, he was wondering if this was the time it would get towed, and never did.
Evan Gattis has one of the better stories of all time. Just his whole process in getting here.
Yeah, it was a long and tough road for Evan Gattis.
Might explain why he's so comfortable wearing no batting gloves.
Yeah, if you've been through, what he's been through,
and growing up in this area, just going bare mitts on that lumber seems natural for Evan, but he said he only uses rosin to get a grip on that bat. Basically, what the rosin does is take away the sweat. Have you ever shook his hands?
He's got big old mitts.
Well, I mean, they're big meat hooks, but they are calloused in the perfect shape. If he makes a, if he just makes a C shape with his hands, there's a perfect calloused grip inside his hands.
Right there for a baseball bat.
It's unbelievable.
Gattis got his head out a little bit early that time. Pulls that one into the stands on the left side. He said as a kid he would wait for the home runs and he would run into the grass berm out there and try to field home runs as they would come in. So a lot of memories of this ballpark.
It's always great when you hear about these guys watching big league ball games and they have a chance to come back and play in their ballparks where they had those childhood dreams grow up.
High pop up. Andrews out. Tough play, and that'll make the stands. Wow, that ball got up in a jet stream, and the wind is really blowing here.
This ballpark.
I thought the left fielder might have a play on this.
That's a long way to go.
Yeah, but
he's playing Gattis on the track.
But where it started, it almost looked like it was headed to straightaway left field. The Astro lady almost landed right at her feet. She's got a Rangers hat and Astros shirt on.
It's a bad combo.
Can't please everyone. It looks like she's trying. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Count holds.
Be ready in those left field seats. Just down that line. Evan Gattis giving out some souvenirs that he was trying to pick up as a kid.
Said his mom would drop him off at the ballpark.
I wonder why he's hitting so many foul balls. Good grief. All up in his kitchen.
One thing to being there is another thing if you don't want to miss just a little bit over the plate from there. I'll hit to Guzman, and Guzman will step on the bag. So Yuli moves to third on the play. And while Gattis would love to drive that run in, next best thing was getting the runner over in that situation with less than 2 outs. How about that gust of wind we just got up here?
Yeah, kind of exposed you, didn't it?
Yeah. I had a pin here somewhere.
Yeah.
See, Callis would have.
Yeah, guess whose stuff didn't go anywhere.
Why is that?
No, I just said guess whose.
You're such a veteran. Well, it's going to come down to you or me. So, and it wasn't me.
Since I'm not the one chasing utensils.
That's crazy.
The hunt is on.
I can't score with another pin. Oh, there it is. Never mind. We're good.
Good thing it wasn't a snake.
No,
What a bitch you.
That big wind blew it through our curtain back there.
It's a good thing we have it there to knock everything down that gets blown off your desk.
All good now. All good now. And Reddick fouls that one back. So Yuli at third. After leadoff double here in the fourth inning. Astros trying to get on the board, trailing 4-0. This is outside. See, Callis would have just picked up another pen because he'd have had a cigar box full of them.
Well, that's the thing, as he sits down. He is the Miguel Tejada of pens. I am not. I economize.
Should I say that's impress?
Like yeah, it is impress. Miguel Tejada would go to everybody's bat rack and take one bat. And he would take them all to the dugout.
Everybody just look at each other like,
no, you
what
just sit there and you go, what are you going to tell Miguel Tejada? You're like, go ahead, Miggy, whatever you need, man. And he goes, hey, you never know. And he'd take them all down there. That's how Todd is. Todd has every pen that's ever been made.
2 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2.
He's not ashamed of it either.
No.
He's very proud of it.
I go with the same pen. I try to, not just the same kind, but I try to stay with the same pen when things are going good.
Yep.
I changed it up. I have to tell you, I changed it up in Tampa.
Oh, I got rid of several pens from that Tampa trip.
That ball hit well to right, and it is gone. Josh Reddick, second home run in as many games, and the Astros are on the board.
24 straight games with the home run for the Astros now. Thank you to Josh Reddick. Had a home run last night, home run tonight. Big one right here to cut that lead in half. There you see it on the bottom of the screen. 24th consecutive game on the road with a home run. That's a franchise record for the Houston Astros. We talk about all the great numbers. There's another one. What a beautiful job by Josh, left on left.
And it goes right back to really what we talked about with Evan Gattis. They were busting Gattis in. It seemed like they were trying to stay away with Josh Reddick. Minor missed over the plate, and Josh Reddick made him pay. His 8th home run of the season. And now we have a 4-2 ball game. It's been a while since Minor's given up a run here in this ballpark.
Yeah, a lot of pitches on that outside corner. You can see it on our MD Anderson strike zone. Finally gets one he can get the barrel to, and he does. Gets out around it and yanks it into those right field seats. But a beautiful piece of hitting, keeping that front shoulder closed. And with that baseball getting out and homering on back-to-back nights, one can only imagine on the 4th of July if Josh Reddick is wearing the Speedo.
One can only imagine.
Now 2.
Well, you just opened that up to a whole lot more. That's a 13th home run that Minor has given up in 16 starts. That's on the ground. Profar will spin and throw, and it gets away. So Marwin will reach. It was a tough play for Profar, but one that I'm guessing he thinks he should have made.
He gets a great jump. Watching the ball the entire way, reaches out nicely, catches it in the pocket of the glove. But we have seen this several times throughout the course of this season alone, where Jurickson Profar makes a great play, tries to finish it with a throw, and ends up either spiking it or yanking it because his momentum took that baseball up the line. Guzman tried to make a good pick on it, but was unable.
Still waiting on a ruling here. I'm guessing this is going to be an E5, wouldn't you think?
Yes.
Looked like, yeah, it's go ahead. They marked it as an error. The only question was the number of how far he had to go to his left, but obviously a play that a third baseman in the big league should have made. And he had plenty of time to set up and throw. Tim Fedorowicz takes a strike. It's 1-1. You can tell looking at Minor's jersey, breeze is really blowing here. That ball's hit down the line, and Fedorowicz with his first double, and the Astros have second and third with one out. Got a hit yesterday, comes back with another one today.
FedEx with the delivery.
Third hit of the season.
That's that cut fastball we've seen a couple of times from Minor off the end of the bat, but does a great job of staying through it, does Fedorowicz. Yanking it into that left field corner, everybody advancing 180 feet. Now you've got second and third, one out. That's going to bring out Doug Brocail. 3 hits this season for Fedorowicz, 2 doubles.
And if nothing else, maybe get Minor laboring just a little bit for the first time in this game, because he's been pitching in the proverbial rocking chair so far.
It's a tough spot too. Doug's going to go out there and kind of remind him to get back to what he's been successful with, because now we've seen a couple of pitches miss out over the plate where the Astro hitters can get the barrel to it. Maybe remind him that those edges work for him, because that's that cutter that he's done a good job getting in on right-handed hitters.
Tony Kemp flying out to center field in his first at bat. Kemp, the 9-hole hitter. Bats now with one out, runners at second and third. Rangers leading this game 4-2. Corners come in. And Tony Kemp hits this one high in the air. Mazzara underneath it. Marwin at third. He'll draw the throw.
Wow.
And Mazzara was airmailed at home, but Marwin wasn't going, and Minor was right there to back it up.
There's no way Marwin tags on this. Kind of drifting out there. Mazzara typically has a relatively decent arm, but he yanked this one pretty good. And another reason you may not want to press the issue too is because you got the top of the order coming up.
Now George Springer 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
And I don't care how bad George is struggling, you're still going to take your chances with him, because with one swing of the bat, you could take a lead.
It's inside a ball. A Minor, a great example how a guy can, when he hits his spots and he's in the right spot, how he can dominant he can be, but when he misses by a little, a good team will make him pay. That misses upstairs. It's 2-0.
Well, here we go. Does Minor go with that cut fastball that he's had success against George in this game, or does he try and get a fastball by him in a 2-0 count? Whatever he decides on, he better focus on executing.
Three balls and no strikes.
Player of the month is on deck.
That is, if I was pitching, that you look at a lineup and where there's ever a break. You turn it over, you go Springer, then you got Bregman, and then you look over, and then Altuve standing in the on-deck circle. Walked him on 4 pitches. It also gets Minor up over 70 pitches here in the 4th inning.
And with traffic on the bases, you've got the guy you want up there. Alex Bregman loves him the moment, and he enjoys it even more when the Rangers are on the opposing side.
He's had a flair for the dramatic. He's got a bases loaded situation here with 2 outs. His team down 4-2. First pitch swinging, and Minor gets ahead 0-1. 8 for 23, 348 with the bases loaded in his career. Hit that grand slam at Yankee Stadium. It's 1-1.
Majority of Alex's power is to that left center field, left field side. They're trying to pound him in with that cut fastball.
Alex, the 8th man to bat in the inning. Hits that one to left. That'll be down for a base hit. 1 run scores. They will hold Federowicz, and the Astros now down 4-3.
Good job by Alex. You know he wants more, but he's going to be satisfied with that base hit because you keep this line moving. Two-seam fastball up. Gets a little bit quick on it. Hits it off the end of the bat, but still has a good bat plan that creates the line drive base hit to drive in Marwin. And again, you're not going to force the issue with Federowicz out there trying to score him because you've got some guys with very good numbers with runners in scoring position behind.
So Federowicz at third, Springer at second, Bregman leading away at first base for Altuve. Altuve, a rocket right at Profar, and Profar will step on the bag, and that'll retire the side. Astros get right back in this one in a big way. A big fly from Josh Reddick. It's a 4-3 ball game. Ticket package upgrades are available that include a Charlie Morton Ruler of the Realm bobblehead. Fans can also take a photo on the Iron Throne of the 7 Kings. Visit astros.com/GOT for tickets and information. Did you take a picture on the throne?
No, I'm asking them if I can broadcast a couple of games from it.
I think you're going to be broadcasting that game, you and Todd, from the stands. Are you not?
All the more reason I should be in that chair.
Well, you left and went to the treehouse.
Yeah.
I don't know why you can't leave and go to the
go steal the throne.
Here's Ronald Guzman to lead off here in the 4th inning. That ball's fouled off into the stands.
Oh boy.
There we go.
Yeah, the treehouse. I had a good time up there. Put Todd to work all by himself.
So they've improved things out there, huh?
They're doing what they can.
Still got the food trucks?
Yeah, the food trucks are money. Those things are lifesavers.
That is out in Oakland, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about. A stadium that didn't have just a whole lot of, well,
character.
Yeah. And put the treehouse out there in left field. It's in left field, right up in
left field bleachers, and they did a good job. They kind of made a nice open communal space, and they've done a good job of updating it.
People shooting pool, having a soft drink. And Blummer bailed on his partner and ran out there, middle of the game.
Astros after dark.
Guzman struck out in the 2nd inning.
It actually gives me an opportunity to express my appreciation for you and Mike staying up late on those West Coast games.
No problem.
Or do you? You just sleeping through our broadcast?
You'd never know.
I know.
Oh, keep score, do the whole thing.
It's impressive.
Oh, there was a team to keep you awake. This would be the one, because
it's a good call.
There's plenty to watch. That's
Absolutely.
For sure. 2 balls and 2 strikes. All working here in the bottom of the 4th inning. His team down 4-3. Texas scored 1 in the 2nd, 3 more in the 3rd. The Astros answered with a 3-run 4th inning. Josh Reddick, a 2-run home run. Astros left the bases loaded as well as they sent 9 men to the plate in the 4th inning. Guzman high to center field. And George Springer is there, is one away.
Imagine it's got to inject some life back into Garrett Cole. Not pitching exactly the way he wants early on. Some tough times trying to figure things out with Tim Fedorovich behind home plate. But when the offense answers and gives you 3 runs back and makes it a 1-run game, hopefully that gives a little more initiative to Garrett Cole to go out there, get things right, keep this game right where it is.
Erase everything that's happened in your mind. Think about going out and you're pitching in a 1-0 ball game right now.
Exactly.
Delino to Shields. Only strike 1 as he squares up the bunt. But Bregman was right there as well.
Yeah, he was anticipating that, wasn't he?
Final game of the season for the Astros here in Arlington. They'll only see the Rangers 3 more times. That's July 27th, 28th, and 29th. 0-2. But schedule makers knew what they were doing as far as how the standings would play out, because you'll see a lot of Astros and Mariners over the last 2 months of the season. Fouled away.
Yeah, as much as you like playing your in-state rival and as much as the Astros enjoy playing against the Rangers these days, you would hope to play them down the stretch. But I agree with you in the sense, and we talked about it before the game started. We said if you're going to get through the American League West and win it, you got to go through your own division, and plenty of games against the Seattle Mariners to create that separation and figure out who's going to win the West.
Seattle lost earlier, strike 3 to Delino to Shields. So the Astros, as of right now, with a 1-game lead in the West. Good pitch.
Yeah, it's a great pitch, but a couple of those pitches in the middle part of the zone, we saw him freeze him on a slider in the zone. It was almost as if it was a get me over, and then he got to the 2-strike count and went to the wipeout.
Shin-Soo Choo, who hit a long home run deep into the Astros bullpen in the 3rd inning, extending his streak to 44 games of reaching base. It's 0-2, pulled a string there. There's a single into center field. 1-out single, and Elvis Andrus is up. And if Shin-Soo Choo is running like he was last night, he was barely running.
Yeah, he's definitely a station-to-station guy.
As a matter of fact, remember he stole a base last night in the 8th inning when Andrus singled to right, and he was going with the pitch, and he had no chance of even thinking about going to 3rd base. Elvis singled in that 3rd inning. 3-run 3rd for the Rangers. Andrus is limited to just 27 games this season for the Texas Rangers. A ball and a strike. Good breaking ball away. That's another one of those sliders. Looks like a strike for so long and then just disappears as the swing comes.
Yep. Jacob and some friends are going to Oakland and Seattle.
Seattle's great. I mean, Oakland's
special ticket to get in the treehouse. Nope. Just find your way up there in that left field cornering.
And that's just punched into right field. A 1-2 pitch. Andrus reached out, touched that one, sent it into right. And there's 2 runners on with 2 outs.
Now the rear end is going towards the Astros dugout.
Yes, it was.
Baseball's going the other way. And you're right, just kind of punched it that way.
Yeah, if they won't let you in the treehouse, just say, "Don't you know who I am?" And then if they say no, say, "I'm a friend of Jeff Blum's."
That should work. I've got strong connections in the Bay Area.
That will get you in. Swing and a miss by Nomar Mazara. Mazara 0 for 2. Flied out to left in the 3rd inning, struck out in the 1st. You can see Fedorowicz, he and Cole trying to get on the same page. And it's happened, obviously, with runners at second base.
Yeah, they want to make sure that they are on the same page, but sometimes those signs can get complicated with a runner out there at second base. And we've seen a couple of breaking balls, not great breaking balls, but still breaking balls be hit pretty hard. So sometimes that will alert your bench or the pitcher that they might be getting signs from second base, but at the same time, there's a series of signs that they will go through to try and figure out how to get past the issue of the runner at second base relaying signs to the hitter at home plate. And a lot of times, I've actually gotten a lot of questions about how would you relay it. If I'm Shin-Soo Choo, how do I relay that sign to Nomar Mazara? It could be a touch of the helmet. It could be looking at second base. It could be looking at third base. It could be my first step as leading off with my right foot that could tell him that the pitch is going to be on the outside. It could be just a touch of my chest, or if I have my hands on my knees. There's all kinds of ways to signal to the hitter.
Batting gloves in the left hand or in the right hand, whatever the case may be.
And a lot of time it's easier to pick up location because of where the catcher sets up. That's why you see a lot of catchers setting up late. But sometimes the location can give away what pitch in what count. If the pitcher's behind in the count, say a 2-0 count, and the catcher sets up away, it could be fastball away. But here in a 1-2 count, could be a little bit of anything.
With 2 outs.
99. There's not a sign to say get it ready for 99. Nope.
Fedorowicz was happy just to get a glove on that one. He's missed a cut. That's about the 3rd time he's thrown a pitch like that.
Twisting wildly to the arm side.
Mazara just did get a piece of that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with 2 men on. Astros trailing the Rangers 4-3. Astros 7 straight wins here at Globe Life Park. Beating the Rangers 8 of the last 9 tries. 3 balls and 2 strikes. See him pick up a clump of mud and throw it off the mound as well.
Yeah, he gets frustrated with himself at times.
Get the feeling Garrett Cole's just been battling himself through this game.
There's issues with the fastball command.
The 3-2, runners go, and it's fouled back.
That was a good one.
The 3-2, swing and a miss, he got him. Rangers strand 2. We go to the 5th. Texas 4, Houston 3.
Quick is a cat.
I had it after the first one.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Okay. If you know who that Astro is, feel free to send your guesses to @ATT Sportsnet SW. Make sure you stay tuned later in this ball game, and we will let you know if you're right, like Esch thinks he is.
Knows he is. Kevin Eschenfelder sitting in for Todd Callis. Glad to have you with us on this 4th of July. Alongside Jeff Blum. Julia Morales is here somewhere. Fighting the elements.
She's still here?
Yep.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
here. How's the wind down there?
It's swirly.
Gotcha. Not quite the as gritty as it was last night. Here's Yuli, hit deep to left, looking up, and it is gone. Yuli Gurriel ties the game at 4. First pitch of the 5th inning. Yuli Gurriel doing damage. Fifth home run of the season for Yuli Gurriel. There's Gattis in a 4-4 game.
Nicely done by Yuli. La Pina getting in on the party.
And Gattis rips that one foul. Get the feeling the Astros are seeing the baseball really well right now.
That ball was blasted. So is this one. Trying to get that cutter inside, but Yuli is very good at bringing the hands in. Watch the knob of the bat come inside. Little lag in the barrel, and then as soon as he gets to contact, just releasing. Using the energy of that body and that swing to hit that ball 427 feet.
0-2 pitch to Gattis. Evans sends this one down the right side, and that falls in for a hit. Mazzara throws behind him, and Evan Gattis gets back into first base. Take him however you can get him, big guy. Shaking his head like, man, I missed that.
He was trying to pull it, but he ends up going the other way with it. He was swinging as if it was the cutter, but it ended up being just a four-seam fastball about 6 miles an hour firmer. Blows him up, but puts it in a great spot.
That is the Astros' 6th hit since the start of the 4th inning. There's nobody out here in the 5th. Reddick skies this one to left. Gallo coming in. Gattis will retreat. So 1 out, 1 in the 5th. Marwin reached on an error and would score in the 4th inning. And Marwin's working the bat tape.
Show tape on the 4th of July here.
You got it on your multicolor pen. Did it on the mics.
Kind of proud to be American. Like a lot.
As
It's
am
good
I.
to see these guys representing.
Absolutely. Got any more? I need one for the pen.
No.
Thanks. Always got my back. Strike one to Marwin.
Yeah, I've got some leftovers. Connections. Captain America sleeve on
Yep.
Alex Bregman.
Oh, 0-2. Good pitch for a minor.
Haven't seen too many true breaking balls from Minor, but that was a good spot. It's only the 4th curveball.
Been mostly the cut fastball, right?
Yep. It's been 30 of those cut fastballs, 42 fastballs. A sprinkling of change-ups in there. And
that
curveballs.
Switching it up a result of maybe an obvious question. Turning a really good lineup over and seeing that guy for the 2nd and now 3rd time through.
Yeah. You'll see a lot of times pitchers only use maybe 2 pitches to get through the first time through the lineup, and then they'll expand that repertoire a little bit when they get deeper in the game, save some of those pitches for later.
We were talking about that with A.J. Hinch yesterday. He was really bringing up the point. He's not a fan of a guy really going out and showing too much in that first inning. Go out with your best stuff, establish that stuff, and move on from there.
My first AB, I would be aggressive if there were runners on base because I wanted to extend the inning and get a good pitch early in the count to hit and try and create some issues and traffic on the base paths. But if nobody was on, I would be a little more patient. Take a couple pitches early on in the count, maybe see a couple more pitches and pick up that release point of the pitcher.
Marwin on the ground to Elvis Andrus for one. Throw over. Double play. But Yuli Gurriel leaving the building. His 5th home run of the season ties this game at 4. Banking and investments tailored for the military community. And by Nissan, innovation that excites. And on this 4th of July and every day, say a thank you to our military out there. There were several, nearly looked like about 100 people sworn into the armed forces here before today's game.
It was a beautiful thing. Congratulations to them, and thank them for their service also.
4-4 ball game as Jurickson Profar leads off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Texas Rangers. Garrett Cole. He has battled through some things, giving up those 4 runs, gave up a run in the 2nd inning and then 3 more in the 4th. Make it 3 more in the 3rd. A breaking ball. It's 1-2. Profar hit by a pitch and scored in the 2nd inning. That made it 1-0. He had an RBI single and would score in the 3rd. Ball hit on the ground. Just the opposite way with the shift. Jurickson Profar's at first base. So we missed it yesterday. Max Stassi hit on that right inside of his arm. You see he's got it wrapped up today. So this is a good sign seeing him out. We were curious to see how he would throw back as he was warming up Garrett Cole between innings.
Yeah, but you know what? The training staff here for the Houston Astros is phenomenal. Jeremiah Randall leading the way, but they've done a great job of taking care of these guys, and they have perfected the craft of keeping these guys on the field. You know, without that being broken for Max Stassi, that Stassi wants to be out there as quick as possible too. So them working together, it's good to see him out there catching and throwing.
So McCann out on the disabled list. Stassi, he should be back in the not too distant future as Brugner Odor comes in. So now it's Tim Fedorowicz behind the plate, and Julia, he's a guy who didn't waste much time getting his feet wet here in the big leagues.
He actually didn't have time to even get settled in the dugout for that game before he was having to find his gear and running around the way that game went yesterday. Stassi getting hit, but jumped right in, told me, you know, it's almost easier to go in at the beginning of a game like that because Dallas hadn't even started yet than to come in maybe after they've been you know, working the game plan, making adjustments on certain hitters. So he kind of went into last night's game with him, but he got a tip of the cap from Dallas, also from Hector Rendon. Blemmer, I remember you saying there was a lot of trust between those two with the way that Rendon was bearing some sliders in there with the bases loaded, showing the trust, and Rondon said that after the game, and then Fedorowicz said it as well. These two have history playing with the Cubs together, and so they know each other very well. And Fedorowicz said Rondon looks a lot like he did in 2016 when things were going really well. He was really impressed getting a chance to catch him last night. So a big moment for Fedorowicz, and he impressed a lot of guys on this team last night.
That is a real good thing when he's saying that Hector Rondon looked like he did back then with the Cubs.
That's a great point too that she brings up. I completely forgot that Fedorowicz was there with Rondon in Chicago.
Yeah, Fedorowicz has been in the big leagues. He was in with the Dodgers in 2011 and 2012, just limited. Also with the Dodgers in 2013 and 14. Then he went on to the Cubs. Spent a little time with the Cubs in 2016 and with the Giants last year in 2017. Ended up playing in 13 games with the Giants. Spent a lot of time in the minor leagues. Got a little bit of time here in the big leagues, and now he's here behind the plate and catches that pitch from Garrett Cole, who blew it right by Rougned Odor. Makes it 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ball 4. So 2 on and nobody out for Robinson Chirinos. Chirinos drove in the first run of the game with an RBI double in the 2nd inning. He would walk in the 3rd, so he's reached twice. A.J. Hinch would love to see a ground ball right at a middle infielder here. Where Bregman's standing, a 1-hopper right at the 3rd baseman would be nice too. Not to mention interesting. Triple play is in order.
I'll take it.
Beat him upstairs. 0-1. Chirinos with a smile, geared up for 97, and
he's trying to hit a 5-run home run.
Pitch count up for Garrett Cole. Hasn't retired anyone here in the inning. We're in the 5th.
Changeup.
Fouled back.
We've seen 5 of those from Garrett Cole also. Not a pitch he usually goes to, but having walked Rougned Odor with that slider, maybe opting for the changeup.
The 1-2. Watch the velocity here with Garrett Cole. He's good at 100 pitches, more than likely his last inning. Might be looking to empty the tank right here. Well, you and Todd talk about this a lot, but that final inning when he knows he's going to be done, when he gets to 100 miles an hour.
Very similar to Justin Verlander. He averages the most pitches per game on this pitching staff at 104. He's topped out at 116. It was 2 starts ago back in Tampa Bay.
One popped into the seats. Fedorowicz gave it a look.
Shortest outing of the season has been 5 innings. He's done that a couple of times against Kansas City, the Angels. But June was a rough month for him. The win-loss column, it looked great. He was 4-1, but the ERA for him jumped to 3.41.
Which is nearly a run over his season ERA. Chirinos continuing to battle. Went 6 innings last time out, took the loss, just his 2nd loss in an Astros uniform. I think up in the zone is the place to go with Chirinos. Look at that.
It's just frustrating.
Peppering the top of that zone.
Yeah, they're trying to get the fastball by him up there, but he just has enough on that swing to foul it off.
This could be two to Altuve. They turn it, and a double play. Well, Garrett Cole needed that one in a bad way. Ball wasn't hit hard, but with Chirinos running, it was an easy turn. And so now Jurickson Profar is at third with Joey Gallo up and 2 outs.
That ball was spinning like crazy off the end of the bat of Chirinos. It was a great job by Marwin to stay with that. Grass slowing that spin down a little bit. And with that new slide rule at second base, that's what allows a second baseman like Altuve to just stand there and wait for the throw. Otherwise, he'd be in panic mode, worrying about getting blown up.
Especially as slow as that ball was hit, so Odor would have had a better chance of getting down the line and being right on top of him. And to Odor's credit, he went right over the top of the bag, stayed with the bag, but it was a good hard slide by Odor. Strike one to Gallo at 98 miles an hour. 105th pitch of the game for Garrett Cole.
Yeah, that double play definitely benefited Garrett Cole. Allows him, like you said, to empty everything out right here in this Joey Gallo AB.
Gallo 0 for 2. Swing and a miss. Struck out and then grounded out on a ball that spun by Yuli and got by him, but Altuve was standing right behind him, and Altuve was able to throw Joey Gallo out at first base. It was a 3-4-3 put out on that.
We've got usually about 15 guys on the right side of the infield with Joey Gallo up there. Somebody was bound to make that play.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A double play and a strikeout of Joey Gallo. And Garrett Cole finishes strong. Screen icons and features like MLB TV, game of the day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. Well, Garrett Cole clearly on a day in which didn't have his best stuff, able to battle through. The proverbial give his team a chance to win the game. And that's where they are right now at 4-4 as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Tim Fedorowicz will lead it off. Fedorowicz doubled in the 4th inning. He'll later be stranded at third base. He's reached twice with that walk and the double. Mike Minor working in his 6th inning of work. Astros have had some good swings on him the last couple of innings. Misses. It's 2-1. Jose Leclerc warming up in the bullpen for the Texas Rangers. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Foul back. Rangers took a 1-0 lead in the 2nd inning. They were up 4-0 after a 3-run 3rd, but the Astros bounced back with 3 in the 4th, 1 more in the 5th to tie this game at 4 apiece. Fedorowicz hits this one to left. Joey Gallo there. There's one away.
little bit quick. But early on, we've seen Fedorovich with some pretty good ABs.
Bring up Tony Kemp. He's flied out twice. One of those in a situation where he would really like to have that at bat back. He hits this one on the ground to Elvis Andrus. Two hopper. He'll throw across, and there's two away.
We're going to name that Astro. It's brought to you by Nissan. Cameron Field, first round pick. Quick as a cat. Who is it?
Please.
Self-proclaimed Big Puma.
And he played at Cameron Field, not Reckling Park, which is where the Rice Owls play now.
There you go.
I have to say that 16th overall draft pick worked out pretty good for the Astros. Spent a little time here with the Texas Rangers. Had a World Series ring with the St. Louis Cardinals.
So he played for a couple of Astro rival teams.
Well, he got traded from the Astros to the Yankees.
They weren't so much a rival at the time.
Well, no, I understand.
Yeah.
Mark Melanson was in that deal. Came back to the Astros. Yeah, the Rangers, Cardinals.
Got his ring with the Cardinals.
Yeah, how about you talk about rivals? He was a big part of keeping the Rangers from that 2011 World Series. He and Nelson Cruz.
Yep. Could be a little bit of coaching involved in that. Just in the sense, late in the game, he maybe push him back and put his that no double situation a little bit deeper. Tough play.
That was still one of the more amazing. I know Ranger fans are loving me bringing this up. Rangers had a 2-run lead twice with 2 outs in the final. It would have been the final inning of the game to win the World Series. That was in Game 6 of 2011. Cardinals came back in both of those. It was the David Freese triple that tied it, and then Lance Berkman hit, I think, 425 or something like that in that series. Swing and a miss. That'll retire the side. 5.5 in the books. We're tied at 4.
They've been very good against this Texas team. This season, they are carrying a 2.44 earned run average, holding them down to a 192 opponent batting average. There are 12 quality starts involved in those outings. But the big number, 127 strikeouts. That is a great number for the Houston Astros, working against a team who has a tendency to strike out quite a bit. But that is a great ERA, allowing this offense to go out and score plenty of runs that have ended up being wins.
That'll bring on Will Harris, who will appear in his 36th game, 3-3. 11 holds, looking to do just that right here. They face Ronald Guzman to lead off in the 6th inning. Garrett Cole battled through 5 innings, giving up those 4 earned runs on 8 hits, walked a pair, and had 7 strikeouts. Also gave up a long home run to Shin-Soo Choo. Misses outside. It's 1-1. Guzman 0 for 2. Struck out and flied out in the 4th inning. It's up and in. 2-1. He goes, was that close? Two balls and 2 strikes. Ball hit on the ground to Bregman. He'll have to put it in his pocket. Guzman has basically led the ball that direction. Pushed it to the left side. He's on with a single.
This road trip, we have seen some seriously soft contact hits, both in Tampa Bay and here. That is absolutely getting destroyed up and in the hands, but with Alex Bregman playing a deep shortstop and being the only guy on that side, that blow-up job turns into a hit. And those are the anomalies you can't account for.
That brings up Delino DeShields. He's 0 for 2. He struck out his last at bat. Lays down the bunt. This is a good one. Bregman's going to have to hurry. The throw. He's safe. First and second and nobody out.
Not for lack of effort. That was a heck of a play by Alex.
And a great bunt by Delino DeShields, who can absolutely fly. Maybe the fastest man in baseball.
He was out there early, too. Did a good job on the bare hand, throwing back across his body and giving himself an opportunity, but just a step behind Delino DeShields.
Now, 2 singles to start this inning that combined have not traveled 100 feet. And now Shin-Soo Choo drops this one down. Harris will throw to third. Bregman's not on the bag, and they'll throw back over and get the out at first base.
Well, the only reason you're smiling is because Shin-Soo Choo can't run.
Yep. Otherwise, you'd have bases loaded and nobody out. Instead, you have second and third with 1 out.
It's a heads-up play by Alex Bregman, who broke in and was trying to scream at fellow alumnus from LSU, but Will gave him the toss. See the panic and then the celebration. What just happened? He really wanted Bregman to be on that bag, trying to get that lead runner in Guzman. Just your standard 1-5-3.
Exactly. Well, Elvis Andrus, who's got a couple of hits in this game, has 2 runners in scoring position here in the 6th. Yuli playing in on the grass. 2-0. Fouled out of play. Three balls and 1 strike. Well, this inning started with Ronald Guzman getting blown up in a ball that just trickled over to the left side. With the shift, he was at first base on a single, and then Delino DeShields laying down a bunt was able to beat it out. Back-to-back singles. 1 out with runners at second and third. Andrus, the ground ball right at Marwin. He'll look Guzman back and throw over to first, and there's 2 away.
It was not a good AB from Elvis Andrus.
Not done yet. Nomar Mazara hitless in 3 at-bats. Pitch at the top of the zone. It's strike one. All right, struck out twice and flied out. Good block by Fedorowicz. Julia talked about that as well. Rondon had no problem throwing the breaking ball in the dirt last night with runners at third base.
Got to have faith in those guys to be able to bury those curveballs and possibly get that swing and miss and keep the ball in front.
A ball and 2 strikes. Guzman at third. Lino to Shields at second. And a 4-4 game with 2 outs. Another good block by Fedorowicz. It's 2-2. Three balls and 2 strikes.
It's up to Will Harris now. Got to make a pitch here.
Jurickson Profar waits on deck. He's reached all 3 times. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Rangers leave 2 as we remain tied at 4. On this Independence Day, USAA honors those who have served and all of our service members at home and abroad.
Hey, I'm Tech Sergeant Joseph Cherry from Lake Jack Area Wing, and I just want to give a big shout out to the Houston Astros. Go Stros!
Park, including Kids Day, an Altuve Youth replica jersey, and a Verlander cake counter bobblehead. Visit Astros.com/promotions for tickets and a full list of events. Kevin.
All right, Julia. Jose Leclerc comes in to pitch for the Texas Rangers. Leclerc has been on quite a roll. Putting together solid outings, and he'll face Alex Bregman here to start the 7th inning. And Alex Bregman pops this one up down the left side. Andrus is over there and makes the catch. Wow. In fair territory. He was waiting for that ball to go into the seats. It came all the way back into fair territory, and there's 1 away.
This place is playing like Candlestick right now. Ball skied. And from our vantage point, I could see that he overran this. And catches it just at the last second before it almost hit the ground. That was a great play that wasn't intended to.
The ball,
no help from Joey Gallo.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking about. Looking up at Joey Gallo. Where were you? As for Leclerc, opponents 0 for 14 coming into this outing in his last 5 trips to the mound, also with 7 strikeouts. 1-1 to Altuve. 32nd appearance. 2-2 with a 2.43 ERA. Altuve rips that one foul.
We've seen a lot of hard hit baseballs
right
into
in that area.
section. Yeah. I think Dad may have taken one for the team to get that foul ball.
Two balls and two strikes. And it's right there in that area too. Everybody gets a foul ball. They now 0 for 7 in this series. Went fouled out front.
Got pretty good on that lead foot.
He's a swing and miss guy.
Clerk leading the way in that whiff percentage. Does a good job with his fastball. Comes in there close to 95 miles an hour consistently. He's got 3 other secondary pitches. Changeup, slider, and split. Primarily fastball split to right-handed hitters.
Two balls and two strikes. Altuve fouls this one out of play. Rangers led this game 4-0. Astros came back, scored 3 in the 4th, 1 more in the 5th. Those fans would love to see Jose get his first hit of this series. Popped up. Will it stay in play for Guzman? It does.
Watch the Astros in more ways than ever before by downloading the new AT&T Sportsnet app from iTunes or Google Play, or visit AT&TSportsnet.com to stream on your computer. Log in with your cable account and you're all set. Available for those with AT&T Sportsnet in their TV subscription. Blackouts and territorial restrictions apply.
Yuli Gurriel bats with 2 outs. He has had some great swings tonight. Pops this one up, though. And did he make the play? He did. Robinson Chirinos right at the base of the net. And that'll retire the side. 7th inning stretch on this 4th of July 2018. We will keep it right here in a 4-4 game as we honor America for this edition of God Bless America.
Essex of the United States Air Force. In honor of all the veterans who have served our country and the servicemen and women who are currently stationed home and around the world, Airman First Class Jacqueline Essex will now perform God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountain to the prairie to the ocean white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Let's send it to Bart Ennis and Mike Stanton in our rooms to go lounge. We head to the bottom of the 7th.
We're following and voting. Tonight we asked how many Astros should make the All-Star game pitching staff.
Leading off for the Rangers.
You go with 4 or more, I like it, 63%. If it was up to Lance McCullers, this guy would be on the team, according to his Twitter.
A 27th appearance for Colin McHugh, and you're right, Julia. He has been rock solid in his 37 innings of work out of the bullpen. At 0.97 ERA for Colin McHugh.
Yep, definitely deserves some consideration. Lance McCullers was also pumping up Hector Rondon after his performance last night too, but Colin's done great out of that bullpen. Fastball has gotten a couple extra miles an hour on it, which has brought some nice life to it. It's also set up that slider for him.
Works here in a 4-4 ball game to Jurickson Profar. Profar leading off the 7th inning. Profar has reached all 3 times tonight. He scored 2 of the Rangers' 4 runs. Hit by a pitch and scored in the 2nd. He would single and score, an RBI single, and scored in the 3rd. Singled again in the 5th inning.
Wow, for all the talk, go talk to your manager then, people out there. The commissioner's office picks along with player vote for the pitching staff. No longer manager choice.
That is exactly the case, and that's what AJ pointed out yesterday. And one of the we listen to his press conferences all the time, and we hear the questions that get asked. But when you come into a different city, they'll get that question for AJ Hinch, and AJ basically yesterday was saying, I manage the team that I am given in the All-Star game. Profar hits this one to right, fairly deep. Reddick gets underneath it, now makes a sprint back towards the infield. There is no such thing as a routine out in this game tonight. Not the way the wind is blowing here at Globe Life Park.
Well, considering you saw 3 basket catches in that half inning for the Houston Astros, yeah, I'd say it's pretty tough out there right now.
One of which looked like it could be 3 rows deep into the stands and blew back into fair territory for Elvis Andrus. Rougned Odor 1 for 2 with a double and a walk. Colin McHugh works ahead. We've talked so much about Colin McHugh and just the professionalism of going to the bullpen, not in the starting rotation, but he's made the most of his situation there. Just missed on the inside corner. It's 1-1. Last worked on Friday at Tampa Bay. Worked a couple of innings in that game. He struck out 3 Rays. A ball and 2 strikes.
The wind has done a good job of bringing down the temperature, though.
It was 91 degrees at first pitch.
Yeah, last couple of days, scorching hot here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Fedorowicz held it. McHugh snatched back at the baseball when he threw it back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count goes full. Rougned Odor is a guy he'll chase. McHugh was looking to see if he can get him to chase one there. High pop up. Altuve back. And Altuve another basket catch.
Apparently the Willie Mays Hayes approach
Is in vogue.
is the way to go about it. This was a towering pop-up on the uppercut from Rougned Odor. And Altuve usually makes these pop-ups look easy, and he took command of this, but he had to battle to make that catch. It's only funny after you catch it.
See, that time you never really felt that panic mode had set in. With Elvis Andrus, you could see where the panic had set in.
There was concern.
We're now 2 outs. Robinson, Chirinos. Chirinos waves at strike one. Chirinos with an RBI double drove in the first run of this game. Hit into a big double play in the 5th inning. Q wanted to move those feet around a little bit. 7 consecutive scoreless outings for Colin McHugh. Astros looking to make it 8 straight wins in this ballpark. Two balls and 2 strikes. A huge crowd on hand for this one tonight, too. They're taking in the 4th of July festivities. Fireworks still to come. Two balls and 2 strikes. The Rangers had a golden opportunity in the 6th inning when first 2 batters reached on singles. Swing and a miss. Great pitch by Colin McHugh, and that'll take us to the 8th inning, tied at 4. 6:30 as the Astros will take on the Chicago White Sox with Justin Verlander on the mound to start that 4-game series. Lance McCullers will get the ball, being pushed back a couple of days. He, as well as Charlie Morton, for Verlander pitching on regular rest, and Dallas Keuchel will go in the finale of that 4-game series Sunday afternoon, starting at 12:30 with the pregame. There's a couple of 4-game series and a 3-game set take the Astros into the All-Star break. The A's coming into town after the Chicago White Sox, followed by the Detroit Tigers. Chance to unpack and get a little rest for guys road weary like you. Jake Diekman comes in to work. Mike Minor started it. Jose Leclerc came in to pitch the 7th. Now they turn it over to the left-hander Jake Diekman.
Walks are an issue sometimes with Jake Diekman finding that strike zone. Still got good velocity out of that left arm. Also has a slider.
Works to Evan Gattis to start here in the 8th inning, tied at 4. Evan with a single in the 5th inning. He'd been pulling everything foul and punched a single to right field to the surprise of everyone. Ball grounded on the left side. Andrus deep in the hole. Long throw and a good scoop by Guzman.
Got to remember that Elvis Andrus was on the DL earlier this year with a broken right elbow. Probably was trying to get some of that arm strength back. But a great job on the other end by Guzman, picking that for his shortstop.
Well, Josh Reddick with some punch in the 6th hole for the Astros tonight. Takes ball 1. Josh with a single in the 2nd, then a 2-run home run in the 4th inning. It's a 24th straight road game that the Astros have homered.
Here's that home run for Josh Reddick. Got a slider down and away from Mike Minor earlier in this game. That was the one mistake that Minor made to Josh Reddick. Everything else was off that outside corner. That one stayed on the plate, and Josh made him pay. Swinging the bat well. Second night in a row with the home run.
Astros with a couple long balls in this game. Yuli Gurriel with a deep blast as well. 427 feet. The thing about Josh last season, he really turned the thinking on from the standpoint everybody had thought of him as a guy that wasn't that good against lefties. He was actually better against lefties and shoots a single to left field. For a one-out base runner for the Astros in the 8th. He was better against left-handers a year ago than he was against righties, and comes up with a single here.
Join the Astros at Minute Maid Park this Saturday as 10,000 fans will receive an Astros gym bag presented by Houston Methodist. For more information and tickets, visit astros.com/promotions.
And everybody just getting along. Astro fans, Rangers fans. Strike one to Marwin Gonzalez. Marwin reached on an error and scored in the 4th. Marwin right at Andrus, should be 2. To Odor, 6-4-3. By Exclusive Furnitures. For tickets and information, visit astros.com/promotions. Kevin Eschenfelder alongside Jeff Blum and Julia Morales. Todd Callis will be back with you tomorrow as the Astros open that 11-game homestand. TK taking a couple of days off. Joey Gallo bats against Colin McHugh here at the bottom of the 8th inning. McHugh with his 2nd inning of work. Gallo 0 for 3 with 2 punch-outs. One ball and 2 strikes.
Good curveball from Colin. Does a good job of changing speeds on that pitch, dropping the velocity down to 76.
Goes up top, foul back. You talk about velocity and being able to change it. That's the thing about Colin. We've seen him out of the bullpen as a starter where he would live maybe at 91 and 92. We've seen him be able to go get 94 when he's working out of the pen.
Yep, those limited outings allows him to put a little more emphasis on the velocity.
Another breaking ball that Gallo just did get a piece of. Count remains 1-2. Another 77-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Colin McHugh, a 19-game winner in the big leagues. Working out of the pen and working very well with a sub-1 ERA.
Getting his share of strikeouts too.
Gallo hits this one to center. George Springer is right there. There's one away. Julia, what do you got?
Well, more on Colin McHugh. He's really fun to talk to. One of my favorite interviews just because of he is in all of his answers, but it was fun to hear him discuss the transition from a starter to a reliever and just how you get yourself ready for each day. And that comes down to how much you eat, when you eat, how much coffee to drink, or no caffeine. I mean, it's the little things, and he was looking at guys around him, kind of watching what they were doing. There's a lot of veterans in that bullpen, which has helped him as well. But when you talk about commitment for him, that was the big thing. It was just committing to the role that he has in that bullpen and getting away from that mentality as a starter. And he said that the starting rotation really helped him do it quickly. Those guys went out, they went deep into games right out of the gate, and so it helped him to just kind of solidify himself in his mind who he was on this team.
Guzman with a single to left. Pat Collin has taken to the role. It's the role that's been given him. Why not make the best of it? That is the second time Guzman, he hit that ball a lot harder, but the second time he has hit a ball right in that spot. First time, wouldn't have rolled out of the infield dirt. Ryan Rua, the pinch runner for Ronald Guzman. There's the bunt, they get it down. Colin McHugh just did get Delino DeShields. Looked like he double clutched trying to get the ball out of his glove. And now there's two away as Rua's in scoring position. Well, speed puts everybody on alert, doesn't it?
Yep. Trying to push that bunt this time. Alex Bregman playing in. Trying to push that past Colin.
He had double clutch just for a second trying to get it out of his glove.
Yep.
Now Shin-Soo Choo, who in the third inning hit a 442-foot home run into the back of the Astros bullpen in left center field. This one fouled out of play. Just missed the outside corner. Rangers left 2 on in the third, 2 on in the fourth, another runner on in the fifth, and 2 more in the 6th. Well, a lot of traffic against Garrett Cole and Will Harris. Now they have a runner at second in scoring position in a tie game here in the 8th. Went upstairs with 92 miles an hour. Got it past Shin-Soo Choo. Ball and 2 strikes.
Going right after him, and that's where that velocity helps Colin McHugh out up in that top part of the zone.
Choo to center field. George is there, and that'll retire the side. We go to the 9th in a tie game.
Old Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh. The winds were angry that day.
Gerald Young. Talked to Bill Brown earlier tonight. I asked him if he had any memories from that. That's Alex Trevino at second base. He said he was talking about having Gerald Young clicking his heels together.
To stay there or leave?
I think it was a reference to the Wizard of Oz.
It's a dangerous situation, man.
Well, they actually called the game. Mike Scott, you see John Cangelosi there? Andy Van Slyke. Some old school Pittsburgh Pirates there. And the Astros. That's just awful. Did you play there?
I hated it.
Keona Kela comes in. I remember we spent in 2000, I think it was 2012, we spent that 4th of July in Pittsburgh with the Astros, and that was as hot as any day you would have spent in July in Houston. Hot, humid, it's flat nasty. 32 games for Keone Kela. Hard thrower, throwing 95 miles an hour, misses outside. Tim Fedorowicz walked into third. He hit a double in the 4th and flied out his final at bat. Bats here in the 9th inning. Eight, 9-1 due up here in the 9th for the Astros. Kela's been a busy man against the Astros this season. Fouled back, going to make a play. Right here below us. Bounces all the way into the lower deck.
The launch angle didn't have me worrying at all. Fly ball like that isn't going to make me all peely-wally.
Sometimes I don't even know you. 3 balls and 2 strikes. This ball hit into left, coming on as Gallo makes it Rua, who came in that last inning, and makes the catch. Ryan Rua, who came in as a pinch runner, stays in the game. And Gallo moves to first base. That brings up Tony Kemp, 0 for 3. He flied out his first 2 at bats, grounded out in the 6th. Hit his 2nd home run of the season last night, 2-run homer.
Nice play by an Astro fan.
And then he gives it to a little girl. Keone Kela, while this is not obviously a save opportunity, he's converted his last 22 save opportunities. It's the longest streak going in the big leagues. Just gives you an idea just how good he's been lately. And there's 2 outs in the 9th. To the top of the order, and George Springer. Oh for 3 for George. 3 strikeouts and a walk. Strike 1, 98 miles an hour.
Kela's given up some big hits in this series against the Astros.
This is outside. It's 1-1. Kela, the 4th pitcher of the night for Jeff Bannister. Ball hit to right, hit deep, looking up. Mazzara makes the catch. George Springer
right now
gave it a ride. We go to the bottom of the 9th, that far away. Tied at 4. By Arctic, overbuilt, not overpriced. Bottom of the ninth inning in a 4-4 ball game. Kevin Eschenfelder, Jeff Blum, Julia Morales with you here in Arlington. It's Colin McHugh. Stays in there to work to Elvis Andrus. That's another one of the beauties of Colin McHugh, not just how successful he's been, but the fact that he can be this versatile and give you multi-inning outings. Foul back, it's 1-1. Andrus 2 for 4. Pretty tough pitch and a good take by Elvis Andrus.
He's a tough AB. He's going right. He'll foul off some tough pitches. We've seen that in this series, and we've seen it over his career against these Astros.
2-1 pitch. 2-2. 79-mile-an-hour curveball. Popped up on the infield. Now in foul territory. It's hard to see. And Fedorowicz dropped it. Another one of the basket catches. Easier said than done on a night like tonight.
And he's going over to the on-deck circle where there's a lot of pine tar weights and a hitter that barely got out of the way.
Three and 2.
Lazar just kind of ducked. I'm not sure if that had an effect on Fedorowicz, but you're going into a situation where fly balls, you don't know where they're going to end up.
First error of the night for the Astros. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. The weighted bat, the donut. This one popped up on the left side. Bregman over, and Bregman will make the play. Big first out at the bottom of the ninth inning.
Give Colin McHugh credit for keeping his focus right there, even after that drop, going back there and making a pitch.
Zara fouled that one out. Rangers have out-hit the Astros 11-8, but we are tied at 4. 4-8-1 for the Astros. They have left 6. Texas 4, 11-1. They have left 9. One man smiling, the other one's not. Oh, and 2.
Fedorowicz still doing a good job behind home plate, blocking that ball with 2 strikes. The only reason I bring that up is because we saw Max Stassi earlier, but I'm not sure if he's even cleared to be in this ball game today. So that leaves Evan Gattis, your DH, as the backup catcher. The emergency catcher, in my guess, would have to be Marwin Gonzalez, possibly. But it's just kind of interesting as you creep towards late in these games.
Well, Stassi between innings, and obviously that's nothing compared to game speed. We saw him warm up Garrett Cole. He looked like he was throwing the ball back to Cole fine.
Well, it's grabbing a bat, too. It's one thing to be able to catch and throw, but then be able to have a grip on that top hand. It's got to be miserable for him right now.
Hit with a pitch last night on the inside of that right wrist. 1-2 to Mazzara. Mazzara hits that one right at Bregman in the shift. And there's 2 away. Well, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. And Jurickson Profar steps in. 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and 2 runs scored. Also has his 6th stolen base of the season in there as well. McHugh works ahead 0-1. Profar hit to center field. Now this 4th of July, we go to extra innings. We go to the 10th, tied at 4. For the 2nd longest streak in Major League history with their 24th consecutive road game with a home run. Mike Minor started for Texas. Shin-Soo Choo has reached base now in 44 consecutive games. He also had a 442-foot home run in this game as well as we go to the 10th inning. And Chris Martin, the Arlington native, comes on for the Texas Rangers.
I don't even know if he unpacked his bag or made it to the airplane by the time he had to come back.
The story was he was not the least bit pleased about being sent down to the minors yesterday when the Rangers activated Ronald Guzman. One of the beat writers saw him stuffing his 4th of July commemorative jersey in his bag and storming out of the clubhouse. Didn't take long and he was back, because last night Tony Barnett left in the middle of his outing. And he is on the disabled list, and immediately re-enter Chris Martin. Immediately he will face the June Player of the Month in Alex Bregman.
A lot of cut fastballs from Chris Martin.
You probably heard the story. Martin, the only player to play for the Rangers from Arlington High School. Same high school that produced Hunter Pence. There's another Arlington Martin. That's where a couple of players went that played for the Texas Rangers, but Arlington High, this is the only representative.
Good time to hit.
Yes, it is. 2-0, especially this guy who knows the strike zone as well as anyone. Two balls and a strike.
And the beauty of Alex Bregman right now, even though that is a strike, that was not something he felt like he could rip into a gap and put himself in scoring position. So he takes it, doesn't panic, says he's going to have to come back at me with another good pitch in order to get me. But if he makes a mistake, be ready for Alex to put a good swing on it.
3-1.
97.
Yeah. Taking out some frustration from yesterday.
Don't make a mistake.
4-4 in the 10th. Hitters count for Alex Bregman, who extended his hitting streak earlier tonight. Looking to add to that. Got a good swing, just fouled it off.
Alex Bregman, we talk about the all-star numbers he's putting up. Jose Ramirez is leading in votes, and he's also an all-star third baseman. But since July 14th of 2017, the comparable numbers between Alex Bregman and Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Indians. Batting average very similar. Home runs, Alex getting up there. The RBI goes Alex's way. Runs scored, very similar in the OPS. Alex Bregman continuing to climb and be competitive with an all-star third baseman like Jose.
In a 9-game hitting streak, but hits this one at Elvis Andrus, throws over and got him. One out in the 10th.
Second baseman Jose Altuve.
All the damage done tonight in the middle innings of this ball game. Rangers got 1 in the second, 3 in the third. The Astros came back with 3 in the fourth and 1 more in the fifth. Nothing since, tied at 4.
Starters are the only pitchers to give up runs in this game. Bullpens have been perfect.
Another 97-mile-an-hour fastball pulled outside. Altuve hitless in the series. Couple of home runs tonight. Giles and Sip getting warmed up. Two balls and a strike. So Martin sent down yesterday and brought back just about as fast as he was sent down. Two balls and 2 strikes.
Just a little bit of a hesitation in Altuve's decision making at the plate here in this series. The fastball up, we've seen him annihilate, but just a hair behind it, fouling it off.
This is the 16th meeting of 2018 between these two teams. The Astros 11-4 against Texas. Altuve with a base hit up the middle. It's his first hit of the series. Going 0 for yesterday. For his first 4 in this one tonight. He's on in the 10th for Yuli Gurriel.
He might be aggressive early in this count too. Put himself in scoring position for a guy who likes hitting with runners in scoring position. We've seen Yuli drive the ball well to right center and right field in this ball game. Trying to do it again right there. Back in the 5th inning, Yuli did it. To left field, turning on this pitch, trying to get in on the hands, but you can't do that to Yuli, who was very good at bringing those hands in and getting the barrel to the baseball. This is a big home run for the Houston Astros.
Altuve with a very small lead, and Yuli shoots this one foul into the seats on the right side. Down to the count, 0-2. Two for 4 for Gurriel. Double in the 4th. The home run an inning later. And that hit him.
Oh, man.
See where it got him. And Chris Martin almost looks like he's hurt as well. Martin went down to his knees.
It's been a lot of hit batsmen in this matchup throughout the course of the season, forcing fastball running up and in. Catches that lead forearm possibly. Be nice if it hit that pad, but it just missed it. And Martin falling awkwardly at that landing spot that they were having issues with when the game started.
So Yuli will go to first, and the Astros have 2 on here in the 10th with 1 out.
Sometimes just the shock of getting hit gets you. Makes it feel worse than it actually is. Hopefully that was just a glancing blow and Yuli will be all right. It's not exactly a situation where you expect a pitch to run that far up and in.
Chased him, didn't it? So Evan Gattis with a hit tonight. He's 1 for 4. First pitch swinging, fouls that one over to the left side. The top of the 10th inning, tied at 4. Seventh extra inning game of the season for the Astros. Just 2 and 4 in the extra frames. This is outside. It's 1-1. Gattis with a lot of friends and family on hand for this one tonight. Grew up here in the area. Turn around, they throw it into center field. Altuve gets up. He'll go to third base. And heads up by Yuli Gurriel as well. He was at least half of the way to second base, so that puts 2 runners in scoring position. That takes away the possibility of a double play.
That was a terrible pickoff throw. It's almost as if he was trying to
hit him,
play tag and beat him with it. Looking to hit another Astro. Luckily, Jose made the adjustment and ran, but Yuli got actually a pretty good jump. As soon as that ball got past the second baseman, he took off. Some decisions here. Josh Reddick on deck. Doug Brocail out there talking a little bit of strategy.
I would pay to hear a recording of a meeting with Doug Brocail on the mound.
You wouldn't be able to play it on live
Well,
TV.
I know, but it would still be very entertaining to listen to. Watch Yuli with a great jump here. Going back, but as soon as he sees the ball into center field, he's gone.
Yeah, if he doesn't get that good a jump, he may not end up there at second base, but that's a great read. Turns him into an insurance run, and it takes the double play out of the situation.
I think that more than as much as anything.
But that might be the conversation with Doug Brocail. First base is open. And I don't like the conversation when they go out there and say, be careful with this guy. Because usually that ends up in a mistake being left up out of the plate. But I hope he had that conversation with Chris Martin for our sake.
Infield comes in. Gattis pulls that one just foul. There have been some, just got the head out a little early. And takes out one yellow stick and brings in another highlighter.
Yeah, you hope Bobby picked out the right one. Maybe use the bat to make that unit.
Neon to neon. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Gattis to center field. Altuve tags, and the Astros take a 5-4 lead in the 10th. And listen to the Astro fans here at Globe Life Park.
Can't go beard on Gattis.
No way.
He does such a good job of getting the hands up to get on level with this pitch and be able to drive it the other way. Luckily, Delano DeShields was shading him that way, because if he's playing him straight up, that ball gets in the gap. There's a couple of runs. Another good base running decision by Yuli Gurriel.
Reddick intentionally walked, will bring up Marwin Gonzalez. So Marwin 0 for 4, reached on an error and scored in the 4th inning. Astros scoring for the first time since the 5th. Take the 5-4 lead. Reddick is going. No throw by Chirinos. Altuve, a 1-out single. Yuli followed up being hit by a pitch after getting to third base on the error by Chris Martin. Scores on the sacrifice fly by Evan Gattis. Marwin able to lay off, pull the bat back. It's 2-0.
Trying to get creative. He's struggling a little bit. Infield is playing him back, except for Profar. But he was thinking about taking that with him and forcing Joey Gallo or Rougned Odor to make the play.
Three balls, no strikes. Now they're going to intentionally walk Marwin Gonzalez to load the bases for Tim Federowicz. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Federowicz batting here, and it's 0-1. Hit a double in the 4th inning. 1 for 3. Couple of flyouts and a walk. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
Where is Chris Martin going after these pitches?
And that's what Federowicz is looking out too, and to say, where's he going?
Hands up, going, is this guy okay? There's a lot going on in that landings area. A lot of question marks popping up over the heads of players out here.
A lot of moving parts too with Chris Martin. A ball and 2 strikes.
Is he wearing somebody else's shoes?
Now they're going to come out and check on
it. This is the 2nd time. I'm not sure how many times you can go out there and have a physical checkup. But these mound visits don't typically count against. But he's kicking around that landing area also.
If you missed the start of this game was delayed at least by 5 minutes, as Mike Minor did not like the landing spot. He brought the grounds crew back out, had to fix it. And then Garrett Cole came out. He didn't like the landing spot either. So it's been an issue, and that's what they're looking down at right now.
Watch the lead foot, the land foot.
Didn't look like it slid. Almost looked like it stuck.
Maybe Bob Lee swaggers somewhere up in the rafters.
Again, sometimes I don't even know you.
You have trouble with your footwork. Somebody's trying to pick you off.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Fedorowicz is even entertained with that, watching Chris Martin.
He just hopes that Chris Martin stumbles into giving him a mistake.
Back in the count at 2-2. Popped up on the right side. Mazzara comes in and over and makes the play. That'll retire the side, but the Astros take the lead. So we go to the bottom of the 10th.
Innings to get his save last night means that Ken Giles is up this time around. 31 games. He has 11 saves on the season. Still trying to work that ERA down under 4. Just under a strikeout per inning. 3 walks on the season. Great command in the zone, but sometimes that fastball flattens out. You'd like to see that slider be effective for him now. He's in a good situation with Odor, Chirinos, and Gallo. High swing and miss guys.
Cupid shuffle in the outfield. Marisnik comes into center. Reddick goes to left and Springer in right. Rougned Odor leads it off here in the bottom of the 10th inning with the Astros leading 5-4. Odor 1 for 3, doubled in a run in the 3rd inning. Ball 1. Two and 0.
Ken Giles' fastball can get up to 100 miles an hour. The slider he has, we've seen 2 of them now that have not been strikes. Now he's falling behind 2-0. A lot of hitters try and sit on that 100 because it's so tough to defend at that velocity. But now you've put Rougned Odor in a position where he can sit on that, but he makes a good pitch on the inside corner.
2-1. Giles last worked on Saturday through a scoreless 8th inning in Tampa. And scoreless in 7 of his last 8 trips to the mound. Astros on top 5-4. They're in the bottom of the 10th. Fouled back, evens the count at 2-2.
Question for Fedorowicz right now is, does he put down the number 1 or the slider sign?
What do you do?
I'm going heater. I'm going to elevate. Got away with a hanging slider.
And Marisnik's underneath it. 1 out in the 10th. Astros open an 11-game homestand tomorrow. Todd Callis will be back with you. Houston will welcome in the Chicago White Sox. Astros also with a chance today to pick up a game on the Seattle Mariners, who are right nipping at their heels. Half game back coming into play tonight. Here's Robinson Chirinos. 1 for 3 for Chirinos with an RBI double. Strike one. Chirinos thought that ball was up. Oh, and 2. Struck him out. Fedorovich will throw down to first base, and there's 2 away in the 9th.
That was a good slider. Just get on the side of it, throw it as hard as you can, and have that ball jump out of your hand looking like a fastball. Force the hitter to react, and Chirinos was unable to.
Joey Gallo 0 for 4. Struck out twice. Fouls this one back. Had a rip. Oh, and 2. Astro fans are up. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 10th inning. Swing and a miss. He got him. The Astros get their 8th straight win in Arlington. Come from 4 runs down and win it in 10, 5-4. Big flies the order of the evening as the Astros win it in extra innings. We'll be back, wrap things up in just a moment.